circle is loyal to you, aren't they? He continued to tap the ground with his cane. Yes, my lord. My critical circle made me. 9 skilled binders who worked below me, in harmony with me, to manipulate pions and alter the very structure of the world. Everything was made up of pions, from the steel in Grandior's finger bones to the sun-spotted skin that stretched across the back of my hand. I saw them as lights, a myriad of tiny fireflies. Some were brighter than others. Those on the surface layer of reality were easy to see, eager to please, but weak. I could manipulate them with little more than a coaxing whisper, but any structure I built with them would not last the first brush of wind. It was the stronger pions, the lights that kept themselves hidden, dim, that together my critical circle and I could manipulate. It took all 9 of us to pry them free, to entice their cooperation and set them to work. But once we did, oh, the wonders we could create. I glanced up at Grandior with a smile, palms itching, breath deepening, just to start. There was so much work left to do on her, and how the pions were calling me. From all across the construction site they flickered a coordinated phosphorescent dance, in time to the twitch of my fingers, the beat of my heart, to work with me, to bond with me, to build Grandior's wonder high into the sky. I was used to the enthusiasm of my pions, but this seemed stronger than usual, their caress like a tug, their call a demand. Perhaps they were feeding on my frustration. There were pions in all of us, in everything, and we were all connected by their light. I could ride that. I could control that, if only the Vece inspectors would let me get on with my job. It took a moment to collect myself, to draw my focus back on my body and the elderly inspector in front of me. The pions dimmed. They never truly left, of course, but only the shallow still shone if I wasn't concentrating on them, if I wasn't letting myself get carried away by them. The inspector's smile deepened. Impatient, are you? He said with a chuckle. Don't fear, my lady. We will not keep you long. The rest of my circle arrived as I answered a pointless set of rudimentary questions. Yes, I had 2 healers on site as the edict required. Yes, my raw materials were sourced from Vece-accredited mining operations and handled by an experienced circle of lifters. I'd worked with them before. 6-point circle, a high number for something as straightforward as carrying heavy rocks, but all in the name of safety. Hardly seemed worth dragging an old family Vece member all this way just to ask questions like this. Why were they really here? From the corner of my eye, I watched Volsky organize the site. He spoke to each member of my circle, sent the healers to their usual corner to set up, and admitted a ragtag band of debris collectors. It was unusual for collectors to arrive so early. Debris was the waste created by all our pion manipulation. Our work on Grandior would certainly produce a lot of it, but we hadn't even started binding, so there was nothing for them to collect yet. Finally, when the first slabs of raw stone started to arrive, I could make my excuses. I had a statue to build, after all. Yes, of course. The elderly inspector and his fellows withdrew to the fenced-in edges of the site, near the healer's small white tent. We won't hold you up. But they didn't actually leave. You're staying? I asked, before I could stop myself. Of course. Another of those other cursed smiles. To watch you work. Wouldn't be much of an inspection if we didn't, now would it? I suppose not, my lord. I gave him a small bow, as his status in the Vece deserved. If you will excuse me. Just what I needed. I hurried over to my circle, where they stood in a tight knot in the center of the site, and held up a hand to silence any questions before they could be asked. Vece inspection, I said. Don't let it worry you. I clapped my hands together, forced a hopefully bright smile. Let's get started. The members of my circle spread out to surround the statue, evenly spaced, and began gathering pions.